Hello and welcome to Fool Me Once. I am your host, Crypto Sentinel, and this is the web series where I investigate online cryptocurrency investments to see how legit they are. I never say a site is a scam or call them liars or thieves, though I may be thinking it, but I will point out red flags as I see them and rate each company based on my experiences on a final score of a possible 20. Remember that all investments have an inherent risk, and at no point am I telling you that you should take that risk. I do research on the sites to help you make an informed decision, and I encourage you to challenge these companies individually and even me. If anybody notices any really important info that I failed to include, send me your updates. If they're good, I will edit the video and give you a shout out or invite you to do a video with me. Have a site you want me to review? Let me know and I'll give a shout out to you when I do it. Please like and subscribe so I can do more videos. On to the review of hashishini.io. This is your host, Crypto Sentinel, and we'll scroll down here, and here is the scale. So on a scale of 1 to 5, how would I rate their customer service? I'm going to leave it at a 2. Honestly, for this one, I wasn't incredibly enthusiastic about how they responded when I gave them a 1-star review about 2 months ago, and I said, hey, I believe that your site is intentionally deceitful because you don't tell people how much your maintenance fees are really going to decrease the amount of profit, right? They have a calculator on there, but what they should do is take that calculator and add that maintenance fee right into them so that people are able to see how much money can they make or how much money they're not going to make. I would consider that to be intentionally deceitful, and I don't like it. So I'm going to leave this all the way down at a 2. The only reason I'm giving it anything at all is because they did respond whenever I left them a negative review, and I didn't like what their answer was, but the fact that they responded was better than nothing, right? So on to return on investment. You will not see a return on your investment with this site. I believe that it is impossible. If you look back at what I saw on the calculator, there's no way that you can make this site pay for you. They can advertise a lot of different stuff. I believe that they are a real company, but in terms of the return on investment, you're basically better off just leaving your money in a cryptocurrency and then waiting to see if it goes up or down. Ease of use, the website is in fact very easy to use. I'm going to leave it at a 3, but because I believe it is also intentionally deceitful, or I believe that it is designed in a way to hope that you don't do your research on it, it's designed to get you in the door anyway, and then get you to keep on investing as much as you possibly can with the company. I don't like how that is. I am going to give them a 3 because the site does appear to work relatively well. Everything just kind of jives well in the website. And I didn't want to seem like a total jerk whenever I did this scale. So in terms of glutton for punishment, I'm going to leave this at a hard 1. I do not think that they're a good site. I do not think that this is a site that you should go into if your goal is to make money. If you just want to play around with a couple of different services, well then fine. I don't think that the site's going to literally just steal from you. However, looking at what I've brought up on the screen before already and everything that we have sort of shown you and about how they do business, it's definitely not the kind of site that you're going to actually make any money off of. So glutton for punishment is 0. Final score is going to be 3, 6, 7, 7. I would say in the end, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, absolutely never going to get fooled again by this guy. No thanks. So let's get into that review. So now we begin the crawl through portion of the video in which I look at hashishini.io online, and I look for a couple of various things as part of my standardized screening process. So the first thing I look at is the look and feel of the website, and I can tell you right off the bat the website appears to respond well. It looks nice. It appears to be professionally done at the first glance. What I don't like is right off the bat I see something written unusually here. I wouldn't consider it to be a red flag, but definitely not something that makes me feel comfortable that they took a lot of appropriate efforts in developing the site. Right here where it says choose mining plan, mining calculator, check this one out. How to cloud mining. That's weird. If you go back over here to the choose mining plan portion, you'll see that they have several different options with their mining plans. And the first one here is the one that I set up. So this is standard Bitcoin cloud mining. They advertise a little bit here. Maintenance fee is, you know, $0.0004 essentially for every 10 gigahash a second per day. I can tell you that do not for a second forget this, because this will be the single biggest issue that personally that I had with the website. I've been a member of this site now for about 4 months, and I'm not pleased with my service. I went through and I looked at the reviews. All the reviews were unusually high, and they all seemed amazing. And I definitely put one on here that I believe it's gone now. I'm not entirely sure if it's really gone, but I can't say definitely that it's gone, but I have no idea where it went. So maybe it's gone. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't look good. So when I came over here to the mining calculator, and I started this off with my application on my cell phone, so there's some slight differences with how things work, but the mining calculator was about the same. As you can see, I put in a number here for $145. This is how much money I spent, and I was expecting to get $14.64 per month back. And after 1 year, I'd see a return on my investment plus, I don't know what this is, 15%. And then after 2 years, I should have more than doubled my investment under this mining calculator. The thing that I would consider to be a red flag is the sort of intentionally deceitful element about this mining calculator. And I'm thinking it is intentionally deceitful. I don't know for a fact that they intended to deceive, but I can tell you I reported this to them 4 months ago, and they basically just argued with me and said, oh, well, our maintenance fees are the lowest. I'm like, well, that doesn't make me feel any better because they're still astronomical and they prevent me from making any money. So here's the maintenance fee mentioned here. It doesn't include maintenance. So this would be something that I would consider to be a personal failure back then. This is one of those things that I learned from. Instead of just jumping into this website head first, take this into consideration. So we'll say this. $145 after 2 years should yield me $351.31. Keep in mind, that's not including things like differences in difficulty or the cost overall of Bitcoin going up or down. So I made myself a handy dandy spreadsheet because I like doing spreadsheets. And I looked at this based on the information that we have here. So here is a screen capture of my personal account. And this is today's date. You can see right here. Here's what I mined. And here, I'll even zoom in on that so you can see it a little bit bigger. So, well, that doesn't really help, huh? So 0.000022, right? Out of that 0.000022, then this came out, 0.00001158. So I'm like, wow, that's pretty high. That's like more than half that disappeared. So of course, I broke out my little spreadsheet and I figured, 0.000022.02, went through, took that out, and this is what it left me with, 0.00001044. After a year of that, I have almost $38 worth. Almost 38 bucks. After 2 years, I have almost 76 bucks. With current market price of Bitcoin, it's $73. So this means that I will actually only get 50% of my original investment back. I would consider this to be a massive red flag because it wasn't presented in a way that said, by the way, our maintenance fees are going to cut your proceeds in half. So your profits will be cut in half. So that's a pretty big red flag as far as I'm concerned. We'll go back to the page here. We'll finish stomping around a little bit. They have all these nice looking customer reviews. They have way more than this. A lot of people explain how happy they are with the service, how impressed they are with how everything looks. I can tell you the website was at least professionally done enough so that the buttons all respond how they are supposed to respond. How does one acquire Bitcoins? They have some general information about the Bitcoin life. And of course, they've got this, I don't know, GIF model or whatever she is here. And they also advertise this little spot here that says 2016 to 2020. So we're going to look at this real quick. Now, I don't know why a site like this would lie about that, but it's one of those things that we always check out to make sure that we can catch them in as many non-truthful things as we possibly can, right? So they said they've been around since 2016. Maybe that's the case. Maybe they'll surprise me. So let's see here. If I'm looking through the website, it immediately brings this up. Well, no. Okay, so 715 days old, created on 2018. There's a 2-year difference. They said 2016, right here. I'll even zoom in on that. 2016 to 2020. Meanwhile, the domain registry from Hong Kong, of course, and that's perfectly fine, says 2018. Now, the reason I said this is perfectly fine is that the website says they're a Chinese company. They advertise they're from Hong Kong, and honestly, I do like that. I like it whenever a site doesn't hide elements of where they're located or what they're doing. That's really nice to me. So I liked the fact that I felt like I could trust them. If they said they were from England and they were really from China, that would really frustrate me, and that would make me a little bit more concerned, right? So I'm not concerned about that. So we're going to go back to their webpage, and we're also going to look at a couple of other things here. Coupon codes. They do offer a coupon code. Their coupon has been in existence ever since the 5 months ago that I started looking at the company, so I'm sure it'll be there whenever you decide to come here and check it out, if that's something that you want to do. So if I come here, founded in 2017, well, that's also, I don't know, maybe it's correct, maybe it's not, I don't know. They have all these pictures here. Some of the pictures may be correct, some of them may not be. Even still, this is a little bit weird. It says it's founded in 2017, then why does the website say 2016? What, just to make them sound like they're older or something? I'm not sure. They do advertise that they accept Visa, Maestro, or MasterCard, PayPal, Bitcoin. I haven't ever heard of any of these companies actually using PayPal, Visa, or Maestro, so I would say if you can actually use it, I would be very impressed. I would consider this to be a bit of a red flag because these companies do not right off the bat allow you to purchase Bitcoin and cryptocurrency with these cards. So any company that advertises that they will accept these things is a little bit sketchy in my book. So it depends on what they mean by it. I'm not going to get into it because I honestly don't care right now. I already have my mind made up about this company, and I'll give you more information about that as I go. So we'll look at the privacy policy, and we're going to take server security. Okay, please remember that no method of transmission is 100% secure. I think this is pretty good. We'll take this little bit of information. Let's see here. So we have Chem Systems Inc. I believe it partners. I mean, this is pretty similar. It's not the exact same. Ransomo.gov. Okay, so I don't see anything that's verbatim. I normally look for verbatim captures of those types of documents. It shows that they didn't write it themselves. I don't have any issues with that per se, so I'm not really worried about that. So let's go on to the next portion here. Now, in terms of contacting the company, they offer here, if you want to contact them, the only way you can contact them is through email contact page. One thing that I don't like about that is if you're going to send your money to any website, any of these cloud mining sources or anything like that, you always need to try to feel a little bit of a warm fuzzy that you can get a hold of them in case they decide they're going to shut their doors, right? If this website goes offline and you can't use this anymore, how are you supposed to get a hold of them to see if you can get any money back? So if they offer a major issue in terms of like a DDoS attack, and they're on 58 other domains with this little server here, so they could get hit just sort of like in the blast radius with another DDoS attack. So what I mean by that is, let's say a couple of these sites are porn sites or gambling sites. Well, if you can bring down some of those those sites and get some of those sort of more questionably ethical products from those other sites, this site could potentially take a hit somehow. Hash is shiny. Hash is shiny. So I'm going to say that that gives me a little bit of concern because there's no real contact element there. There's no phone number. The address, I don't think they even posted an address on here at all anywhere. So if they don't post an address and there's no way to contact them, then your money has disappeared in case they decide to shut the doors. FYI, I don't like that. I would consider that to be a red flag. Do they respond when contacted? I have never actually tried to contact them. I did leave them an unfortunate review of 1 star about 2 months ago. And I said, hey, I have a serious problem with the amount of money that you're charging with these maintenance fees. And their response was, our maintenance fees are something like almost the lowest. And I'm like, well, no, they're not. The lowest would be 0, FYI. So your maintenance fees are not the lowest. And in fact, they are so high, in fact, that you can't possibly expect that your customers are going to make any money. So I believe that the website was developed in a way to simply take money from people, invest it in a cloud mining solution, which I think is actual. I think they do have a real cloud mining operation going on, but I don't think that they have any real intent of actually seeing somebody get a return on their investment. There doesn't appear to be any information about the officers of the company, so there's no CEO, CFO, technology officer, anything like that. So I don't know. I mean, I guess that is what it is. In terms of business confirmation, return on investment is bad. Domain history also doesn't match up. It is shared hosting. The claims of age in the site are wrong. So domain expiration, let's go back here and look and see what that says. I mean, this shows that they've got some time. There's about 2 years left on that. I would feel kind of comfortable with that, but with everything else, I'm thinking there are more red flags than not.